Our next graduating student speaker, now Dr. Chris Ward, is representing our Doctor of Psychology students. And he is also the recipient of the 2014 Robert J. Murney Memorial Award. Now, let me say just a little bit about Dr. Murney. He was one of the first directors of Forest Clinic, and it's named after him. The award is given to a student who embodies the qualities that so distinguish Dr. Murney: humility, openness, self-reflection, mentoring, and intellectual curiosity. A sizable cash award is granted the recipient thanks to the generosity of the Murney family. Dr. Ward started his career in the financial field, where he worked for 7 years. He completed his bachelor's degree from Utah Valley University and then shifted gears to psychology. He earned his master's degree in marriage and family therapy and now has completed his PsyD degree in clinical psychology. He currently lives in Mesa, Arizona with his wife Allison and 4 amazing children. He is currently pursuing a postdoctoral position at Arizona State University. I'm very pleased to present to you our 2014 Robert J. Murney Memorial Award recipient, Dr. Chris Ward.
I too have to find my speech in my jacket here. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Porter. I do have to say that this polyester robe is either really warm or I'm really nervous right now. So to help me calm down, I'm going to take a moment and pretend that I'm really just speaking to those of you, those graduates down here in front, that I've really grown to know and grown to care about over the last 5 years. You are an inspiration to me, and I thought it only appropriate that you were the inspiration for my remarks today. I'm kind of an emotional person, so give me a minute here. Okay, so after returning home from work a few weeks ago, my children quickly ran to me inquiring yet again whether I would take them to the pool. And yes, I did have to get that little jab in there. I'm living in Mesa right now, and still very nice, cool weather there as it's cooling down here. I decided to concede this time, as they pretty much ask me every day when I get home from work, can you take me to the pool? As I laid poolside, by that time it was dark out, and I gazed up at the stars, kind of contemplating my remarks today. The image of the night sky above me sparked an idea. I began to reflect on my time in graduate school. A clinical skill that I learned on internship from Dr. Radhika Segal at the University of Idaho was the ability to alter my perspective, to be able to, as she phrased it, zoom in when needed and know when to zoom out as necessary. Just as there are many bright stars in the sky, I experienced many bright moments over the past 5 years. Other moments remain less bright and more difficult to gaze upon. The broader perspective of zooming out provided me with the framework for my remarks today. Looking back over the vast night sky of my time here at Forest, I was able to identify a number of lessons learned, but I decided to share 4 primary lessons with you today. I learned from a professor to keep it brief, and if you are given 10 minutes to speak, only speak for 8, as you'll not be faulted for cutting it a little bit short. So lesson 1, and I would like to recognize that there's a lot of lessons here and I'll be going over a lot, so I want you to pick just one that you think would be most relevant and helpful to you. Lesson 1 that I learned, always be ready to get emotional. I think Dr. Christina Brown, who's up here, has the market cornered on that one. We're in a field full of emotions, whether it's our own or our clients that we're working with. It is impossible for the stories and circumstances shared by our clients not to have an impact on us. Recognize, reflect upon, and embrace the emotional work that we do as mental health professionals. Lesson number 2, share the burden. I would not be standing here today ready to graduate without a number of very important people. We are missing out on so much if we make the mistake of thinking we made it here on our own. Doctors Baker, Brown, Robison, Roller, and Gonzalez provided mentorship and support that made it possible for me to be here today. Individuals like Mike Utoff, Tiffany Ruffin, Kelly Valdivia, Allison Champion, and many, many others carried me to this point right now. Especially my loving wife, Allison, who is in the crowd today. I love you so very, very much. As well as my amazing children, as Dr. Porter mentioned. Macy, my 10-year-old, is here today. And then Gavin, Delaney, and Jax are back in Mesa with their grandparents. So the lesson number 2, share your burdens that they may be light. Lesson number 3, live life and be happy. She shall remain nameless, but one particular individual who's in the audience today has repeatedly inspired me over the years with her constant thirst for life and living. In a recent Facebook post, she shared a link to an article that highlighted 8 keys to our ubiquitous search for happiness. These 8 concepts are as follows. Stop believing your own bull. Kind of edited that one because I have kids. Be who you are beneath the bull. In other words, be true to yourself. Be happy now. We can choose to attend to the beauty of life. As highlighted by the Japanese haiku master, Kobayashi Isa, quote, "The world of do is the world of do, and yet, end quote. Life is fleeting. Don't miss the dew of happiness. Lesson number 3 from this article, look at the stars. Each of us is an infinitesimally small piece of an amazing and vast universe. Embrace this fact. Number 4, let people in. Go all in, it's totally worth it. As mentioned earlier, Dr. Brown seems to have the market cornered in this area as well. My life has been infinitely enriched and blessed by taking opportunities to open myself up to other people and experiences and thoughts and emotions that they have. Number 5, stop with the crazy making. Don't overreact. Life is full of obstacles. We don't need to create more of them on our own. Number 6, learn to apologize. The ability to apologize without the use of the word but is an essential skill, so use it. Those MFTers out there know how damaging the word but can be. Number 7, practice gratitude. Gratitude is what makes what we have enough. And number 8, be kind. Kindness costs us nothing and pays exponential dividends. Now, she and I could not spend hours instructing you on each of these concepts and how they relate. We could spend hours instructing you on each of these concepts and how they relate to our role as mental health professionals. But that is a conversation for another time, another day. If you have questions, please direct them to Tiffany Ruffin. Dr. Tiffany Ruffin. The 4th lesson that I've learned throughout my time here at Forest and in graduate school, I would like to present to you today in a challenge to work hard. My history teacher father is in the audience today, and he will probably be very proud that I am including a quote by Thomas Jefferson, a founding father principal author of the Declaration of Independence, and this nation's third president. I got that right? Quote, "I am a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more of it I have." End quote. In this context, a statement about how lucky I am to be graduating today is appropriate. I've witnessed firsthand the hard work many of you out in the audience and those of you graduates have put into achieving your degree today. I would urge you to follow Jefferson's quote, to determine never to be idle. No person will have occasion to complain of the want of time who never loses any. It is wonderful how much many may be done if we are always doing. There is plenty of work to be done in our chosen field. We know that. We've recognized that as we have gone through practicum, some of this internship, and now into our postdoctoral residencies. Let's put our shoulder to the wheel and give it everything we have. Now, I was not fortunate enough to meet Dr. Murray, but from what I have read and heard about him, and particularly after speaking with his lovely wife yesterday at the reception, I truly believe he would support me in emphasizing each of these 4 primary lessons. As we embark on our careers in this great field of counseling and psychology, it is my earnest hope that each of us will find our niche and settle in. Settle in and get emotional, share our burdens, live life, and in the words of Bobby McFarland, don't worry, be happy, and work hard. Congratulations to all of you. I love many of you so very, very much, and I'm so proud of what you've achieved, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have known you, and that I hope at the bottom of my heart that continues. Again, congratulations, and thank you for the opportunity to share these few remarks with you today.